didn't mean to go live. Be with y'all in just a minute. What? I moved it. That's how you get rid of empty a tube of paint. Oh my goodness. Where'd y'all come from? It's 10 minutes early. I'm still getting ready. But you know what? YouTube kind of acts weird sometimes. Come on. I don't know if I'll get much more. Y'all just hang loose, talk among yourselves. Practiced the other day to make sure that I could still Still do oil paint. I've been doing mixed media for so long. What I'm doing right now is cleaning the palette. This oil was from last Friday, maybe Thursday. Still very workable. Come off of there. Y'all are sitting across the room from my usual sitting place. I'm facing the same direction, but I'm over in the corner with my oil tabouret. I'm going to keep this paint over here because it's a great neutral when I come back to the portrait. Try not to throw anything away, within reason. And then you just start to wipe it up. Did y'all see that? This is a pretty good size glass cutting, what do you call it? Cutting board. Just using a little Earless Mineral Spirits, and I know some of y'all are using them. That, my friends, is the only thing that smells in oil. The only other odor is from the linseed oil, which isn't any different than olive oil or cooking oil in odor. Okay, that's good enough. I haven't figured out a way to not use a lot of paper towels when I do this. Now, let me come and say hello. I think I'm ready. Okay. Gail, Lena, Beck. Oh, well, my hubs is just in the other room. I have my door shut. Sharon. Mary. Hi, Mary. Cheshire. Haven't seen y'all since 2 hours ago. All right. I was going to see if I could turn on a fan, but I had to put something in the floor to get the computer here. Let me show you what I'm seeing. This is what you're seeing right now. Gosh, that's hard to do. Yeah. That's my tabouret. This is a big board, real big board that I usually use over on the pastel station because I can take paper right to it. But the angle, you can't see there's a twin mast, and then this that you're looking at right here is a pull out. When I don't have all this stuff on it, this thing closes in and then pushes in, and then there's a drawer right here underneath it that I keep all my extra paints and stuff in. So, and the whole thing folds down in such a way that it just looks like an oak cabinet. And there's 2 doors underneath it. So, excuse me. And I have my camera right here on this stand. And then there's the back side of the camera. My computer's sitting here. All my stencils are there. That's the back of my pastel easel, which goes floor to ceiling. So now you'll know where we are. How about that? Joycey. You having trouble with Gremlins, Chester? Oh my God. Going into sub channels. That's gotta not be somebody. That's gotta be YouTube messing around. You might change your password. Okay, that finished my liquid lunch. Not vodka. Cheshire, I have heard of people. I forgot to click my live button. I have heard of people saying that their notifications do go off occasionally. So I would suspect it's something that YouTube is doing. Hi, CB. Okay. What time is it? 3:57. Okay. Well, we got a pretty good crowd here. At 3:15, I decided that I wanted to do this picture, but I'll get rid of all the background, but it needed something. So I took a picture of one of Randy's pears and put it in there. And oops, I got to get the other one. Why are you doing this? There it is. I had everything all set. Let's see, did I show you that one? Oh, there's the, anyway, I took a picture of Randy's pear. This is at 3:15, you guys. And cut the background out of the pear, positioned it where I thought I might want it. And then put around the shadow that was from the paper. I just had it on a piece of paper so that I could get what the shadow looked like. And it will have to be adapted to fit on top of that shadow. So anyway, that's what I was doing. Let's see if I can open. I'm still waiting on some more of you guys. Every time you go to a different program, everything changes. You can't always copy it and paste it just like you want to. There's that one. Okay, we're going to get do. I'm coming back, I promise. Okay, go to stream. That's where I'm going to start working. Oops, I need one more thing. This is a bottle of archival oils. It's by an Australian company. And what it does is it adds a little bit of a drier and a thinner. Can you tell I haven't been here in a while? I need a bottle lid. Encaustic's right behind me, so I can pick up this little thing. And I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here. All right, we're not going to use that today because the lid's glued on. How about some liquid? This is Winsor Newton. Basically the same thing, different brand. So y'all been making me miss my painting time. Just going to pour a little bit in the cup. All kinds of potions. The other day, my practice piece was this one. Trying to get it where y'all can see it. She's still wet, so I will get back on her as soon as she dries. This is one of my favorite tricks when doing a face, and you have to have a likeness. I trace it on plastic or a stencil bag or something like that to see where I am. Because drawing it from scratch is all well and good, but you don't get a likeness that way. So let's put her up. Okay, before we get going too far, this is a piece of lucite that fits in this welder's tube. See? And I just slide that down in there and put the lid on it and pop it in the door of my freezer. And that keeps my oil paint wet for months. So that's that story. Now let me get myself organized here. A little bit of liquid. My thirds are about right there. Those are my intersections. They're not perfect and they're not meant to be. You want to catch? I'm going to come in a little bit smaller. The top of my bottle is going to be about right here. And 3/4, so about down to here. Very rudimentary sketch is all I need at this point. Three-quarters. Me talking to myself on the 1 3/4 is the amount I'm enlarging this. 1 3/4. This is, both of them need to come out. This is all the drawing I do in oil. One. It's almost 2, so this should be in here just a little. Y'all are going to be bored today, but everybody says they want to see painting. I'm double checking this. Once I get this one done, everything else can key off of this. 1, and that's good. That's about right. Don't stress over stuff like just get your base measurements in. And I think I already did this one. 1 could come down just a little bit more. Now my next, this is a way of measuring. Have I got, shoot. Hello. I'm measuring with my paintbrush the angle of that bottle, and I'm holding my elbow stiff, and I'm just moving over, and I'm making a mark to match the angle of my brush. Does that make sense? So this comes wrong side. That was about right. Like that. Boom. Right on target. Pretty good. Now the 4th is easy because it will be parallel to that one. Rounded corners and all that stuff we'll take care of later. Now what this is going to do is it's going to put my pear right in a sweet spot, which is great. Let me look at chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, can you see it now? I wish I could get you more square on, but I can't. I only have one spot to put my camera. Okay, I'm trying to be better, you guys. Now let's get that little pear in here. And then we have another jar, which I didn't plan just real great for, but we're going to put it in there anyway. I'm off a little, but it doesn't matter because these are inanimate objects and they don't have to look like anything. This can be like a jam jar. Okay, then this comes down, and we have another curve, and we have a curve that way, and we have a curve that way. Close. Looks too wide to the height though. Yep. Now, there's my drawing. Okay, nobody saying anything, so I guess I'm good. Can you hear me talking? Put my phone up there. I'm good. Now, don't let me forget to put it back up. I'm pulling paint from my palette. This particular big old pile is 50-50 mixture of alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue. And because that's a base of so many of my mixes, it's easier just to mix a big old pile of it. And I had a couple of tubes of old Grumbacher I needed to get rid of. This is ultramarine by itself. This is cobalt blue. I think there's a phthalo in there. I don't use phthalo much. Alizarin crimson, cad red, medium, cad orange, transparent orange, cad yellow deep, cad yellow, lemon yellow, a little bit of permanent green. And these are two mixing colors. Gosh, I never can remember them. One's Holbein. This is Holbein violet gray, and this is golden radiant violet. I got it, and white. I'm using a pretty good size silver brush. It's a Grand Prix. It's their number 8. Get it from here. Put it back up. Put it back up where you can see it in relation to my finger. Okay, I'm going to look at the iPad. I mean, the iPhone. Come on, come on, come on. What is wrong with this hand? Oh, there's a delay. Okay, anyway, it's a little bit bigger than my finger. And it's natural hog bristle. So I'm going to right away, and I'm holding it about halfway. This is why you need long handle brushes with oil, because I can't get closer than I am right now because I have to have room for my palette. I could carry a palette, but this is, and it also keeps your work loose. First thing I'm going to do is block in the darks. Real thin. Just painting what I see. I sing, I'm sorry. Get that off there. I'm just dipping in the liquid to make sure that it keeps everything real thin. There will be no white used or no opaque colors used until this is just about finished. Do I need to use the liquid? No, it's just this particular style of painting that I learned from the late Ann Templeton and worked really well for her. So you can use the odorless mineral spirits. Yeah, that one goes all the way around. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, this is rounded. And this one is rounded. I have a little bit of dark in there. Oh, sorry. And the reflection is what makes this painting. This is just called a block in. I use very little turp when I'm normally painting. I'm sorry, I call it turp because it's easy. It's not. It's odorless mineral spirits. It's Gamsol that I buy in a gallon. Ordinarily, I just wipe the brush off really, really good because I don't want to add more wetness to my painting. Let's see if I can find that phthalo. This is going to be a good place to use it, and I said I never do. That little bit of a greenish cast over here. That's really dark. I'm just spreading this over. Before you're done, I won't forget. I'm just spreading this out over here to the side to try to get it a little bit lighter. Because remember, I said I don't want to use white yet. And I'm also out of my favorite shop towels. They're by Scott. They come in a big yellow box that's about, maybe 15 inches by 15 inches square. I get them at Sam's, and I like them because they're real thick. These aren't. and they don't have a pattern on them, and they don't shed. Okay, now we've got some of the other blue coming through here. Reflection coming through. I am drawing or painting what I see. I'm painting shapes. I did it again. Y'all weren't going to let me forget it. See this shape right here? Looks like a smiley face right there around the edge of that bottle. But I can refine it a little bit. And then this comes around with a little more of the light blue. And have streaks through here. Need some more liquid. I've never used liquid much because I trained on the archival. Another reason you don't use white in your underlayers is because it takes too long to dry. So if you're using something like this, it helps it dry faster. But since we're doing all a prima, which is all at once, we don't need to worry about that. Is everybody having fun at my house today so far? If I could remember to turn the blasted camera back on. I wish I could tear those off. Hang on, let me see if I can do that. And then another one pops up right in front of me. Wish I had a brighter blue. This is where I use my color charts. I want a brighter blue, so I'm just going to look at a couple of these and see if it's worth trying to get it out. Nope, cobalt's bad. It's one of those colors that's real hard to duplicate. Okay, I've done that. Now let's go back into the don't have to be in a hurry. Nobody's chasing you. That will all pop out. And it is time. I may have to go a little longer today, guys. I hope you can stick with me. If you can't, I understand. Life gets in the way. Somebody told me the other day that I'd watch yours more, but you're so quiet. You're never quiet here. Actually, it was Rosemary that said that. Still just painting the shapes I see. Looks like a mess, doesn't it? All right, who's got something to say? I got my new glasses today, or my new lenses. The coating had started coming off of just one of them, and it was about to take over. Yeah, I know, CB. It's hard. Lots of guys have to eat. Well, thank you, Jules. Okay. All right, nothing serious. And I'm still on the painting. See, this is why I go through a lot of rags. I wish there was an alternative. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Hey, Christy. I'm going to mix a little bit of a dark. I've got one going over here with the ultramarine. I'm going to add a little bit of this permanent green. I used it the other day, so I don't know if I'll still have it or not. Yeah. So just mixing 3 colors will give you a blackish color. And I'm going to go ahead and put this background sort of in, since it's an integral part. And watch these lines because they change perspective. I didn't get that one exactly, but that's good. Nope. I changed it because my stripes were ending up too big. So I'm just going to fudge. Doesn't have to be anything. It can be whatever I want it to be. This picture was taken on my kitchen counter. And I didn't bother to clean off the counter. Don't really need to. I'll just pick and choose what I want from that. Damn it. I want to get you guys closer and more square. Maybe that's better. I'm going to switch brushes now because that doesn't have any white in it. I don't want that one. This is a synthetic Winsor Newton Monarch. Not too far from the same size. And let's go ahead and pop some whites. Or the next blue up, maybe I should say that. Now see, that shadow is kind of that running through, so I turned my notifications off and it did not help. So your lights and whites are thicker. You can see the brush strokes in them, and that's on purpose. Straight white, establish that little area, and another one there, another one there. Kind of gives me a place to okay, now let's go on down to this bottle before I switch back to my dark brush again. Bottle, bottle, bottle. Okay, now we're going to go into that other jar while I've got the white out. You'll see this phthalo lighten up now that I'm adding a little bit of white. And there's something behind that's reflecting. Where am I? Right here. I'm mixing a little bit of that color that I used for the stripes or the shadows over here, because I did not put the upper edge of that. We're looking down into that jar just a little. Okay, need some more dark. Squeezing the brush out really good. We can fix up some of that line. Put some white right here. Okay, go back to my dark. Whatever that is in there is right here. What did I do with it? There it is. You can quit looking for it. I found it. Here's the bottom of that big bottle. And it comes right in through there. Here's a flat silver. I don't use these very often, but I've got my brushes separated into 3 buckets and I don't know what they are. And I better take care of this plug-in while we're at it. Be that way. We will deal with it. I'm using my darkest mud color. Restate that dark. God bless it, go away. Okay. Not going to worry a whole lot about the Poppy must have left the babies. 1, 2. Not really any. Okay, now I'm pretty good shape, except for these 2 bottles down here, and I'm not really liking them too much. So we're going to leave it alone, and we're going to move into the pear. So I'm going to use this Cadwello Deep, and And I'm going to use a little bit of the transparent orange oxide. And I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to put a little bit of my alizarin crimson and change it just a hair. I'm going to use my Cad Red Lemon and a little bit of that permanent green. The only reason I keep permanent green on my palette is because I use it for portraits. I don't necessarily have it on there all the time. So I mixed up lemon yellow and that permanent green to get this color. And down below, we have a little bit of the green mixed with the orange right in here. And a little bit of blue into just a hair blue into that green for a shadow. Well, that was more than a hair. Just blend it. And then it turns in here. It's a little bit browner. That touch of alizarin. That was not it. That was an air touch. And I'm very, very carefully, with a cleanly wiped brush, moving those colors into each other. Very lightly. Get a little bit of straight lemon. No, that didn't work. I've got green in my lemon. Goofball, you know better. And then, see this big old glob of white? And then we have just a little bit of a reflection there and there. And we're catching a reflection off the white paper down here. Cleaning my brush. I'm bringing some of that light green color up into my orangey. Because it's not that dark. Get back into my dark that I Need some of that darker green right here. And a little bit more of the orangey color right there. And just because I have it on my palette, a little bit more of that transparent orange by Golden. Not Golden, Gambling. And I'm going to get in this color that I saved for my face. It's kind of a mauve color. Need a little more light, reflected light off that table. John Singer Sargent was painting one time, and he said he did one of those swoopies that made a perfect little curl. He said, tell the framer not to knock that off. We've got some red right around there. Of course, the framer did knock it off. I mean, you can't keep them. Yeah, I need a little bit of that green. That's a little bit of white. Now come back in with a little bit of green. And then a little bit more of the orange. There. Now we're going to do, let me check the chat, see what y'all are doing. I need to take a break, get something to eat, something to drink. And I moved the camera, of course. Okay. Break time for Vicki. Do I have any questions? Hi, Wendy. No, Sharon, I never blocked you. Ever. Ever, ever. I don't block people, even if they really piss me off. Okay. Y'all are talking about stuff that doesn't concern me, so I'm spinning. There we go. Live. I'm still trying to get y'all square. That's better. All right, now I'm going back to my brush that had white in it. I'm just scrubbing it, what's left on that brush. And then I need some of the strong blue to come back in here. Now get that thing sitting down there just real good. And then I come back. Let's see, I got dark on that. Soften that edge, which makes it disappear into the background. And right here, come like that, clean that edge up. And come like here and clean that edge up. So you can carve back into edges. Now, I'm going to put it off so it's, I think I've got a 2 per number. I've told y'all before I don't keep earth tones on my palette. Shit. Sorry. I'm getting orange everywhere. It'll never dry. Wait a minute, I've got a trial box back up in here. From Williamsburg. I can't get in my drawer without moving the camera. So. This is Signature Colors, and there are some nice browns in there. And I could mix one, but I need quite a bit. So anytime you need quite a bit of something, yeah, y'all scooch back out of the way. This is called French Ondois Gray. There it is. Too soft right here. This is a size 12 Grumbacher. I don't even know if they make it anymore. It's an orange handle. It's Edgar Degas number 4229. I'm gonna get just a little bit of turp, get that brush wet, and then dip into this brownish gray. I need a little more than that. My iPad was going over. Get back over there. Boy, that's weird. Strange paint. Strange. I'm gonna quit saying that in a minute. Strange. Okay, that brush did not float my boat. So, and neither did that paint. I think those brushes back there are. Excuse me. I got to get in here like the rest of my room and straighten some of this up. Dang it, I just keep pulling up these synthetics. That I get them sometimes free from Jerry's when I order stuff. That paint just will not go on. I'll have to read up on that. Okay. $49,000 things to paint. Let me move that. Are y'all enjoying this? Watching me dig back 36 inches? I know where I've got some. I never make a mess when I'm painting by myself. Ever.